Yes. Well, what can you say? What can any of us say? Ooh, here we go again. Not only do we have another live stream, but we have another year to get through. Welcome to today's English Addict Live, coming to you from the United Kingdom. And here we are. Oh my goodness. Hi everybody. This is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? I hope so. Here we go. We're all together again. Yes, it is a brand new year. 2020 has arrived. So first of all, can I start off today's live stream by saying Happy New Year to you. We are here. I'm happy. I hope you are happy as well. Because it's a new year, lots of new beginnings, new plans. One of the reasons why I'm very excited by this particular year is I remember 20 years ago, do you remember 20 years ago, 2000? When the year 2000 arrived, lots of people were talking about plans for the future as far as the world and also humanity was concerned. And they were making lots of plans that were going to be completed by 2020. So lots of people were talking about improvements with the environment, for example. They were saying by 2020 we will reduce greenhouse gases and the world will be a much better place by 2020. Of course, not many of those things actually came to fruition. Fruition. Oh, I like that word. If something comes to fruition, it means it comes true or it becomes real or realized. So it is something you have achieved. It has come to fruition. However, 2020 would appear so far, even though we are only around 14 hours and 5 minutes into the new year here in England, it would appear that none of those things that were promised 20 years ago are actually going to happen. So now people are talking about 2050. So all the things we were going to do by this year, we are now going to do by 2050. So forget about that. So the world won't be a better place this year. The environment won't be better or cleaner or more healthy for the average person. So it looks as if 2020 might be pretty much the same as 2019. We haven't learnt much in 20 years, have we really? So yes, here we go. There are many ways, by the way, of saying this year. So there you can see on my head 2020, but also we can say 2020. So that is one way of pronouncing the year or saying or stating the year that we are now in, 2020. Of course, some people are very lazy and they can't be bothered to say all those words. So instead they say 2020. So you might hear a lot of people saying it's 2020 instead of 2020 because, well, let's be honest, it's a lot of syllables. 2020, that is the year we are in now. Of course, there is also a phrase in English that refers to 2020. You can have 2020 vision, which means that your eyesight is very good. So if your eyesight is very good, you can see clearly, you can see ahead of you and around you very clearly. We can say that you have 20 vision. So I like this expression very much. In fact, you might say that this could be used as a way of describing your plans for 2020. So what is your vision for 2020? What is your 2020 vision? Did you see what I did there? Ooh, Mr. Duncan. Of course, also 2020 means that we have come to the end of another decade. So another decade has come to an end between the years 2010 and 2019. Well, now we have 2020 to 2029. A new decade has arrived. So when we talk about decade, it normally refers to 10 years, a decade. So you might say in a decade, we might be flying around in cars. I don't think we will be, by the way. We might have cured all known diseases on the planet in the next decade. So over the next decade, lots of things might happen. So when we talk about decade, we are talking about 10 years. So 10 years ahead, 10 years ago, we mention decade, or we will express something as a decade. So now we are in a new decade. So I suppose I should ask, besides how was 2019, I should probably ask, how was the last decade? So between the years 2010 and 2019, how were things for you? Was it all right? Did you have a good time? I hope so. Of course, I can't forget the live chat. I don't know what is going on with my phone today. It keeps doing some very strange things. So if I seem slightly confused by what is going on, don't panic. It is just my phone doing very strange things. So we have the live chat up and running. Who was first on today's live chat? Well, let's have a look, shall we? Oh, hello to Vitas. Hello, Vitas. Guess what? You are first on today's live stream, the first live chat of 2020. It's a new year, what do you think of that? It's a new year, everybody get excited for a new year. Are you excited? Are you really excited? It's a new year, 2020 is here. 2020 has arrived. Are you excited? I must be honest. Last night we decided to stand outside the house and watch the fireworks at midnight as the new year arrived. Unfortunately, I'm going to be honest with you, it wasn't very impressive. I don't know why. It would appear that most people have decided not to do anything for the new year. So there weren't many fireworks going off last night around where we live. Now, normally there are lots and lots of fireworks going off, especially over in the distance towards Shrewsbury. So I was very surprised to find that there weren't many fireworks going off last year. So it might, or the end of last year and the beginning of this year. It's so confusing, isn't it? So I was surprised that lots of people seemed very downbeat. Let's be honest, 2019 was quite a weird year. Let's hope that this year will be better. And of course, at this time of year, lots of people make plans they make their plans for the new year. We call those resolutions. Your resolutions, the things that you plan to do during the next year, or as the year starts, you make plans. The things that you want to do, the things you want to achieve, we call them resolutions. For those who are wondering what a resolution is, maybe this video will help you.
So, another year has come to an end, and once again a new one has begun. For many people, this time represents an opportunity to make changes. These alterations can be small or big. You might want to make a change in your behaviour. There may be a habit you wish to break, such as smoking or drinking alcohol. Perhaps you want to pursue a change of career. Maybe there is someone you wish to get back in touch with, such as a long-lost friend, or maybe a close relative with whom you have had a row and fallen out with. For many of us, the coming of a new year brings a fresh start. The plans we make for the new year are called resolutions. They are the things you have resolved to change, the changes you plan to make, the habits you wish to stop or break. They are your New Year resolutions. Of course, making resolutions is easy. The hardest part is sticking to them. Many of us find it hard to realise these plans. We have the intention but not the willpower to fully carry them out. The word willpower refers to